Hello, everyone. Welcome to Comfort and Cantrips, the wonderful little D&D podcast slash stream where we play D&D and have a good time. Yeah, we're currently doing the UDA campaign, so let's get introduced to the characters.
I'm Jack O'Lantern Audio. I play Grimgore, or rather, I did play Grimgore. But now I play Muradin Ironhammer, Mark of Warding Dwarf, Artificer, with the Armorer specialization. If you look at the image in the video, he's the little dwarf with the goggles on his head, the heavy armor, and the annoyed look on his face.
Hello, I'm Zeta Audio. I play Kel, a changeling bard who is looking to make his way out of the lower city because life is rough down there, as we saw in the last session.
Hello, I am Everything Audios, and I will be playing Tempest Evergreen. She is a wood elf sorcerer who basically thinks that the world revolves around her, and she's the one with the pink hair and the flowy blue skirt.
Hello, I am Memento Audio. I am playing Nooks Evergreen. They are a wood elf warlock who is constantly trying to save Tempest from killing themselves. Basically.
Don't toss the goddamn mini nuke. And that brings us to me. I am Smallcolic slash Robin, and I also am the DM. I play literally everyone else. So, let's get into it. Last we left off, our wonderful intrepid adventurers had just dealt with a small gang problem, killing a werebore and defeating a minor up-and-coming gang, finding a shipment of highly explosive, basically magic nukes that are used as magical batteries by some very insane spellcasters. And now they have found themselves in the lurking depths of the horrifying lecture hall, where our wonderful dwarf artificer just opened up the box that had been delivered to him, and inside was the Book of Prophecies, Part 2.
And I said, "Oh my god, I have no idea what that is. Why am I supposed to be shocked by that?"
The rest of us actually were shocked.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's get into it. So, box has just been opened. What do you all do?
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but Muradin is going to stare at the book a bit, scratch his chin, and say, "Huh, so that's what all of this was about. You know, the gangs tried to extort me for this box. Your Kenku got ambushed."
Kel doesn't say anything, but he's a bit confused, and he's basically trying to figure out, is this real?
Tempest is looking at the book, realizes what it is, and then immediately tries to grab it.
Nooks is also just kind of standing there, kind of star-shocked. Just kind of stunned at the fact of what has just been revealed to them.
Draco also looks shocked, and Bear as well looks shocked. Draco also dives for the book, and before either of you can grab it, the Artificer grabs it first, as he's closer. I don't think that this should be in any of your hands. But honestly, I don't think it should be in anyone's hands.
So why do you have it?
Well, first off, I bought it. And second off, to do this. He tosses it in the garbage can and sets the garbage can on fire.
No.
Bit extreme.
Why?
Again. Okay, Murden is going to point out, you should know the gangs tried to intercept that package. They'll
Uh,
probably get their hands involved in your business again if there's money involved in it for them.
I'm sure they will. It's part of living in this city.
So, now that task is complete, and if you're done burning books, I think I'm going to go back to my dorm. I have a race in the coming days, and I have to get ready for it.
Isn't your
As
first,
Kel,
just so you know, your first race isn't for about a month.
The coming weeks, then, as in 4 weeks or more. But I'll be getting ready for it. That's the point I'm
Zeta,
making.
you were saying?
I was just about to say, as Kel's leaving, he tells the teacher, "If you need any help with the gangs, I'm used to dealing with them."
Trust me, kid. Won't be my first time rodeoing with him, and it won't be my last.
Can Tempest mage hand the book to her and try to, to save what little of it is not on fire?
You cast Mage Hand to try and grab it, and and you hear a bang as you see a gun pulled from the artificer's holster, which destroys your Mage Hand. He's not even looking.
Fine.
Cheeky.
Wait, can Nooks cast invisibility? Wait, do I have a? I can. Can Nooks cast invisibility and try to grab it? I'm wasting my last spell slot on this.
You're gonna go invisible right in front of the dude and then grab at a book that is currently on fire.
Yeah, do you have fire resistance or something?
No.
Then I'm sure it will hurt. You'll take
Do you have
D4,
gun
D8
resistance?
fire damage just holding it.
Do you have gun resistance?
No.
Don't try it. It's a book. It's not worth it.
Now,
But it's
You realize who you're saying that to, right?
Well, if you want to, you can, but then we'll have to pull in your backup character. And in third campaign, we can make a joke about how the first character you do for that will also probably die in the first few sessions.
alright, so. He looks at you and says, a few of you still have stuff to turn in, and the rest of you should be going to sleep. It's getting late, and honestly, it looks like you all need it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming on the way back, Nooks is able to return the Eye of the Werebore.
Mm-hmm. They're still not sure
Alright,
what role
sweet.
wants it for.
For all we know, he wants to attach it to his body so he can have yet another eye on out of how God only knows how many.
I mean, honestly, yeah. And Zeta, not Zeta,
Have you
everything.
forgotten it again? Oh no.
Everything. You are also able to drop off the coffee. The teacher is very thankful.
great.
So I guess we'll go back to the dorm, will we?
Yep. You go back to the
Okay,
dorm.
okay,
Everyone,
but
everyone,
you got,
you all are pretty much dead tired. Most of yours is gonna pass out the instant you get to a bed.
Ah, just like
yeah,
in real
before
life.
that, Muradin will use one of his artificer infusions on Zeta's repeating crossbow, so that it is now a repeating shot weapon. +1 to attack and damage rolls, infinite ammo ignores the loading property, which it already did, and as he sleeps on and off, he adjusts his armor from Guardian mode to Infiltrator mode.
Cool, no problem. Won't have to worry about you buying bolts anymore. Alright, so
Yay.
gonna have a bit of a time skip. Few weeks go forward, and you're about a week away from the big race and from a few other special things, and only a few days away from one thing you all have been dreading. You are sitting in the or not the wizards class, the wyverns class. Different W word. The wyverns class, and the wyvern looks at you and goes, "Well, are we all ready? Are you all excited for the test in a few days?"
Hmm.
I'm not excited, but I am not worried either. It is a test, and I shall approach it like any other.
Nooks would be the only one who's actually not bummed out about a test. Probably.
Can you remind me
Yeah.
which class it is the Wyvern teaches?
The wyvern teaches uh, history
History
of
of
Eberron.
Eberron.
Okay,
Roll teaches prophecy 101.
uh, Kel's probably not looking forward to, but he's not worried about the history test.
Tempest is looking forward to it. She's excited to show her stuff.
Good. Now I would prepare, and remember, after the test in a few days, a few of you should be looking forward to the big race, and the others should be looking forward to the wonderful play. Those of you that are in neither should be looking forward to watching, and afterwards getting sorted into your houses.
Ooh.
And for the benefit of the audience, those houses are not called Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin.
No, they will get explained a bit more a bit later on in today's session. So, get ready for your test. Today will be a study day. At which point the wyvern sits down, pile on his pile of gold, and starts to, you know, count his gold.
I
You're
thought
half,
you were going to say he was going to nap.
nah, but you're half, you are half assured that he entirely gave you a test day just so he could count his gold today. The wyvern does not seem to be too focused on much else. But speaking of the test, this test will be a history check, as per you probably could guess. Um, how would you all like to prepare?
Oh,
Muradin calls the
can I go
group
first or?
around him and says, I propose we all study for this test together. We can benefit from each other's studying and intelligence.
Bear gives a thumbs up, and
Mid when
Draco
he
looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I'm good."
mid when he's saying that, Nooks has already kind of formed them into a circle and has started kind of just like going over everything to them.
Okay, so basic study group.
Yeah.
Cool. Um can I get an intelligence check from person in this group with the highest intelligence stat?
That would be me with 5. Well, 20, but plus 5 to intelligence. So.
Okay.
Oh, a natural 20.
Ooh.
Cool. All of you can
Dang.
use Muradin's intelligence stat for the check on the
Hey.
quiz tomorrow.
Nice.
Well, I guess in a few days, but yeah.
Um,
All right. Besides the study group, are you guys doing anything else to prepare? Reminder, you can cheat.
quick question. What's the stat again? Because it's
History.
blanking me. So no, but what's the number stat? Like
I'm
Muradin has
you
a
said, we get
20,
a
so
add
you
on
get
plus 5.
+5.
yeah.
+5. Okay.
Tempest is going to do some solo studying as well. Still live streaming it, but solo studying. She's going to like just make sure all of her notes are in order and like make sure she tries to memorize as much as possible. Also, her notes are color coordinated and like just sorted in the most. It's a very stereotypical. I don't know how to describe it. I forgot.
Preppy.
Yes.
All right. Make me a Constitution check to pull an all-nighter and get your studying in.
Cool. Oh, let me check what my constitution is really quickly. $18.
Cool. You actually somehow stay awake.
Wow.
Nooks doesn't necessarily also pull an eliminator, but they're out cramming for probably 5-6 hours.
So since you pulled an all-nighter, I'll give you advantage on the check for the test in the future. Give me 1 second. Draco, you see Draco pulling an all-nighter, in the library with you. Not with you, but in the same area. He falls asleep halfway through the night.
Heh.
Kel is also going to be studying. Again, not an all-nighter, and he's probably going to study in the dorm rather than in the library. He's going to be going through all his old notes throughout the year so far, which are very messy and have just random notes of like song ideas that he's had while in class about the events that he's been studying, just written all over the notes,
Fair,
and just that
fair.
kind of thing.
Alrighty, well if that's all for prep,
Well, I could do something.
yep.
Muradin will go to his family's house, and if they have a library, he'll sort through some of the history there with his personal servants, a couple of half-orc twins named Faye and Fergus, sort of standing guard outside while he's there. He'll do that to about 2 or 3 in the morning and then zonk out.
Okay. Um, roll your history checks.
So
it'll be fun.
I realize what dice I've got in my hand, and that doesn't. That scares me,
like
but
all of us?
I'm not going to switch. Oh, not 20.
Wow.
Is that plus the +5?
No, that was a nat 20.
So instead of your intelligence stat, it's gonna use the +5.
This dice is
Alright.
no longer my least favorite.
All right. Well, that didn't.
That'd be a 23 for me.
Me too.
Not 20.
Wow.
Nice.
I thought you said the advantage didn't help.
3.
Oh no, I was rolling my dice and then they fell. That was what didn't help.
Ah. Okay. So wonderful. So our wonderful. Oh wait, let me roll for.
Bear and Draco.
Cool. So Zeta and everything both get an A+ on the test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zeta slightly surprised with himself. The rest of the party, except for Bear, gets an A,
Aww.
and Bear gets a B+.
But
Oh, okay.
Which Bear
But I got a
is
23.
very happy with.
I got a 23, which is higher than everything's.
No, it's not.
some
I got
reason.
25.
Yeah, we got nat 20s.
Oh. Oh, my bad. I thought you said I thought your total score was a nat 20.
No, that's not what a nat 20 is.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So, all around good scores. Definitely everything is passing, at least. Bear is very happy with his B+. Bear is not
Can
great
I-
at history. He does much better in Prophecy 101.
Oh.
If I may, Nooks is sorry.
Bear's not an idiot, but he does actually do better with a professor that can just mentally speak to him. Helps a little.
That's understandable.
That makes sense.
Guess that study group thing worked out for him.
Especially since wyverns can't do GSL, it's a bit hard.
No arms.
Yeah, you got little talons at the end of the wings. Doesn't really work out. So yeah, not everything. Mento, you were saying?
Nooks is probably furious the fact that Tempest got a higher score than her. I mean them.
I mean, that's not uncommon
Not
throughout your
furious,
life, but fair.
I'm not furious, but very disappointed in themselves, kind of.
All right. Well, with the test done and over with, and you all achieving good grades, even Draco, much to all of your chagrins, you now get to look forward to the wonderful test, or not test, that's done. The wonderful play and race that are coming up. I need a performance check from Draco and from everything for your auditions.
I forgot about that. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Are you proficient in perform?
No. Oh no, that's a 15.
Okay, so you get the love interest role. That's actually a pretty decent role. So you get the love interest role,
Okay.
getting to play. You are doing the Eberron version of Romeo and Juliet. It's a play based on the war that was written during the beginning of the war, based on two different guild-marked houses coming together through love and death.
Oh, all right. Okay.
You play Fantasy Juliet, who I am not renaming because this is public domain, so copyright wouldn't bite me. And then you also have playing across from you is Draco.
No.
Is that everything to lovers thing you wanted?
No.
No, Draco is just as upset at this as you are. Draco was hoping to get to get the guy who dies right at the beginning. Whose name I forget, which is bad because I've read Romeo and Juliet like 4 times.
Let's say it's Romulus and Julia by William Swingsword.
Nah, screw it. This is copyright free. Copyright can bite me. I'm just calling it Fantasy Romeo and Juliet. Uh,
Shakespeare isn't exactly going to sue you from 300 years beyond the grave.
he can
What's he gonna do?
try.
Haunt you?
He can try. But yeah, no. So, neither of you are happy about this situation, but they're both leading roles, so you're not exactly unhappy about it either. But before the play will happen, you actually have the race. The race and the play are on the same day, but are at different times of the day. The race is being held at around the afternoon, whereas the play is being held that night. There will be other performances, but this is the opening. So, do you go to see the race?
Kel's gonna go attend both.
Yeah, Tempest is gonna try and show her support at the race.
Nux will also be there.
And Muradin will go to the performance afterwards.
Cool, cool. All right. Do you guys get there early to show support for Muradin, or do you just get there when the race starts?
Early.
Kel will probably arrive early.
We'll do the same.
Surprising all of you, Draco actually shows up with Bear early.
Ooh.
Oh.
Draco shows up, looks at Muradin and goes, "Try not to die. I've got 10 gold riding on you. And I don't have 10 gold."
So Muradin looks up from making a few last-minute tweaks to his bike, looks to Draco and says, "Believe me, dying is the last thing on my mind.
Cool.
And if you do find yourself in need of gold, I'll provide. But you will owe me."
Oh, I would literally do anything to avoid having to borrow money from you. At which point he pulls back out the script that he's been studying, and he goes and sits on a bleacher and ignores you for the rest of the time. Bear signs his support of you. It's halfway through the year, so you have some basics of GSL at this point, but you're nowhere near fluent at this point. Everything?
So at this point, Tempest is 100% going to like go up to Muradin, give him a big hug, and be like, "Break a leg! You are going to do so great."
Muradin will return that hug, which might be a bit awkward given the height distance
She'll
difference
bend down, it's
between
fine.
them, but he says, "Thank you, my friend. I will endeavor to put on a good show. I hope you do the same tonight."
So do I. Draco's making it difficult.
Tempest, before you turn to leave, you hear someone you didn't expect. "Hey, Tempest, is that you?" You turn to see your ranger friend, who is currently for everyone who doesn't know, because that would be everyone, because no one but me knows about this character. Their ranger friend is another wood elf, if I remember right.
She's a shifter.
Oh, she's a changeling? Oh, a shifter, right. I'm dumb. So, shifters are a kind of half werewolf creature. They are able to take on some forms of animals, and in this world are actually directly responsible for the fact that werewolves are a thing. But they are a shifter, and they are also a ranger who rides a hippogriff. They currently are on top of said hippogriff, uh, trotting over to you.
Hi, Amber.
Hi. Hey, I didn't think you'd be. Well, I mean, I guess I should have expected you to be here. It is the school you go to, but yeah. No, I'm part of the local racing team.
Wow, I didn't know that, didn't realize that, but like it's super cool that you're doing this. I'll be sure to, cheer you on. Also, by the way, I don't really know, if you want to come, but I'm doing a show later tonight. I got the lead role, so that was
Nice. And Draco says, like from the bleachers, technically you're the co-lead.
you. Shut up. Shut up.
So
Sorry about him. He's mean.
Amber looks back at you and goes, "Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, don't worry. After we're done with this exhibition match against your school, I'll come by and show my support." At which point she gracefully gets off of the hippogriff, which is, by the way, a pretty tall beast, so she has to like jump down. At which point she stands about a head above you and gives you a rather large hug. You'd say it's a bear hug, but since she's more of a lion type than a bear type, uh, wouldn't be quite accurate.
Tempest is
Currently
she's
getting
very excited.
crushed? Yes.
Yes, currently being crushed, but also is very excited. Maybe a bit more than she realizes or should be, but she's like, "You know what? This is my childhood friend and she's going to do great in this race. That's the reason my heart is pounding right now."
She sets you down finally after maybe crushing a rib or two, you're not sure. Um,
Fun.
and leaps back onto the hippogriff again gracefully. This is something she's very good at. And goes, "Oh, gotta feed her before we get on to the race. Hope you're
Right, yeah.
watching."
I will be. Good luck.
And she trots off.
Tempest kind of like, "Why did I do that?" And then goes to sit down.
Kel walks up to Moradin and basically just wishes him good luck. You're gonna do great, and then tries to sneak a look at his bike because Kel doesn't often get opportunities to see bikes up close.
And Muradin says, "Thank you, my friend. Would you like to take a look at this bike?"
Oh yes, please, yes, I'd love to.
So,
By all means. My father and I worked on it for a few weeks.
Samurdin's bike is a kind of uh takes some inspiration from the um retro to Eberron old original design of the uh hover trains. That's what they're called. So it's got a very sleek but sturdy look to it. And it hovers just a bit off the ground when it's turned on, which it currently is to do certain tweaks and repairs on it before the race.
Hmm.
You know that it could go higher, but at the moment it doesn't need to be, so it's staying just a few inches off the ground.
This is amazing. I've seen a couple bikes owned by the lower city gangs before, but none of them have been this nice.
Thanks. I put some thought into the design. I wasn't a fan of the more new designs, so I incorporated some retro looks from the trains. My father seemed rather pleased with that.
Kel just nods as if he knows of what retro trains looks like. Looks like.
Hey, Muradin, your bike gonna be ready for today? Uh, those of you who are around see a half dragon walk up, quite a bit older than the one that you had seen before. This is the brother of the first half dragon. I believe it was a half dragon, not a dragonborn.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So he's quite a bit older and quite a bit bigger. He's a fourth year and the leader of the racing club. He's also the star racer for the school.
Muradin looks at him and says, "Yes, I'm just making some last-minute adjustments and showing it to my friend. He's from the lower city and doesn't get to see bikes and vehicles of our kind much. It will be ready, and I'll ride with you." And he sort of holds his fist out, I guess, maybe for a handshake, a fist bump, you know.
You get a fist bump in return, and the half dragon goes, ride with, buddy. This is competitive. Yeah, I'm hoping one of us wins, but I'm gonna beat you.
Or maybe you'll eat my dust, what little of it I kick up with this mighty beast.
Alright. Yeah, you try it. And he goes, it's nice to meet you. And he puts out his hand for Cal.
Kel returns the handshake. It's nice to meet you too.
See you on the track. And he goes back over to make sure the rest of the club is ready.
He's the leader of our group. I've had some time to meet him, but, well, I'm sure this is your first time seeing him. Quite a sight, isn't he?
Yeah.
No one simp over the half dragon.
I'm not. I'm not that kind of bard. I'm not that kind of bard.
Not yet, anyway. Maybe you'll have a half dozen girlfriends and 5 half changeling kids by the time we're done.
Alrighty, so the race is a rather interesting event, because most normal races you're just trying to get to the finish line first. This one hits the extra wonderful little thing of trying to survive. Speaking of which, you never decided what type of weapon is mounted on your bike.
I'd say either rocket launchers or, heavy rifles or something.
Alright, we're gonna go with a heavy set of linked rifles. Um,
Awesome.
they use
What
your
kind of damage do they do?
they do 4d6 damage.
Nice.
Cool. And we're not going to worry too much about the speed of your bike, but your bike handling check will be an Arcana check.
Well, that's good. I'm proficient in Arcana.
So anytime that you need to shoot with it or try and maneuver it, it will be Arcana.
Wonderful. Okay.
Speaking of, so the crowd starts to gather fairly quickly in the bleachers. Those of you who did not sit down with each other immediately get pretty spread out. Draco was pretty spread out on purpose, so that didn't change much. And you see Draco hanging out with a few other. You're gonna guess, at least, you're gonna guess they're what would be considered the emo scene in this school. As Muradin, before the race takes off, you see a familiar face in the crowd. What is your brother's name?
Magni.
Magni Ironhammer? Yes, that's the
Yeah,
last
that's
name.
right.
Magni Ironhammer comes to see you off right before the race starts.
Ah, my brother, well met. It's not often we get to see each other.
Well, I couldn't miss my little bro's first race. You would be surprised how many wonderfully worded letters I've gotten from Mom about it.
I am surprised at that, actually. But I am pleased you're here nevertheless.
Well, I am sure that you will do great. The bike looks amazing. Although I would have personally gone for a more futuristic look rather than the retro, but that's just me.
I understand your tastes are more forward-looking, brother, but I couldn't take those designs. They put me off on an instinctual level. Besides, I think father would have just about fainted if I'd offered to take one of those. You know how he can be.
Oh, that's fair. Well, it'll be good to see another Iron Hammer behind the wheel. I don't think anyone has been since great grandpa? Great grandpa? Yeah.
Ah, yes. He was quite a rider. And, well, I will do my best to honor him in this race today. It's been
Look,
good seeing you, brother.
honor him by not crashing, alright? I don't need to tell Ma how you got hurt. Have a good race. He goes over to the bleachers and sits down with the rest of them. This match is a local match between the one of the local teams, which is the one that Amber is on, and the school team. Although it is a competition between teams, pretty much everyone also knows it's a competition to see who can get first, second, and third.
Fun, fun, fun.
So, speaking of, on your marks, get set, go! The bikes tear off. The bikes and creatures are all going immediately. Uh, Pretty much the first stage is just gaining altitude to make sure that you don't, you know, hit someone. So immediately, all of the birds and all of the uh, not so bird like creatures and the jets are all taking off up into the sky. I need an Arcana check from you to try and get an early lead.
And if we didn't care about copyright, we would be playing the pod racer music from Star Wars.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Here we are. Alrighty.
24?
24. Nice. Let me get some rolls to see how your competition is doing. Alrighty. You are pretty far ahead. You're not in the lead. That is being fought over by Amber and your school captain, who seem to be fighting for the right to be in the lead. As good as you are, your bike is new and is still in development, so the best you can do is try to aim for just in the top 5, unfortunately. But if you can somehow get into third, that would be amazing for a first time race.
Okay.
But speaking of which, you are currently right next to a flying Pegasus, whose rider doesn't seem to be happy that you're next to each other. I'm gonna need a strength check from both of you as uh, Bike and Pegasus grapple midair.
Oh boy. Okay. 14?
Ooh, barely. You're able to knock the Pegasus back a little bit, but don't get too much of a lead on it. You're currently in 5th place with the Pegasus right behind you, Amber and Amber and the Half Dragon up in front, and 2 other members of the local team ahead of you.
Okay. Murden will try to get into well, attack one of the total teammates in front of him so that it will, crash backwards into the Pegasus Rider.
Ooh, alright, I'm gonna need 2 Arcana checks, 1 to shoot and 1 to dodge.
Ha! Fun, fun, fun. That's 16 for the attack and 18 for the dodge.
Alright, roll me damage.
4d6, okay. 4, 5, 6, 1. 16 total.
Alright, you shoot at one of the local team members who is riding on his very own bike, although his is much more inspired by a dragon, golden dragon to be specific. You knock off one of the wings on his bike and cause him to fall back, knocking into the Pegasus, who unfortunately does not dodge out of the way quick enough. Luckily, you're out of the field, so you are now currently in 4th place. Coming up behind you is the Pegasus, who was able to regain his balance, but is a good bit farther behind than he was. And in front of you is the local team member riding on a nightmare, who does not seem happy
Ooh.
with you. He's gonna spit back some fire, which misses horrendously. What do you plan to do?
Okay, I will. So, can I cast spells or could I only use the weapons?
Uh, spells are allowed, but uh,
Well, like
only
I'm just.
spells of 1st level or below.
Well, that's okay because I have, quite a few of those. So, let's see here. Ronan will cast Sanctuary as a 1st level spell on himself and the bike, and then try to push up towards the guy on the nightmare.
Okay, so we're just trying to gain speed.
Yeah,
All right.
for now.
Roll me Arcana.
Okay. 20.
Nice. You are catching up to the nightmare. Unfortunately for you, nightmares are not exactly known for being friendly in melee range.
Okay, but because I cast Sanctuary, he has to make a Wisdom saving throw. If he fails, he can't attack me.
Unfortunately, he succeeded, and that is a nat 20 to hit you.
Ouch.
All right. Oof. Uh, that is 21 points of damage to your bike. Uh,
Out of how many?
right, forgot to tell you. Your bike has 50 HP in total, but it will start malfunctioning once it hits below half.
Okay.
When it malfunctions, you will have to make Arcana checks every turn to stay in the air.
Okay.
So that's a good hit to your bike with one of its hooves, and it turns to you. What do you plan to do? You have initiative. You are coming up towards the end. This was a shorter race. This was not planned to be a very long race, so you only have a few turns left before the finish line.
So, Muradin will first cast Thunderwave to blast back blast back the nightmare as a 2nd level spell. And Then we'll try to race ahead towards the half dragon and Amber.
All right, roll. And I will roll
Well,
a save
it's
for Thunderwave.
Constitution 15, okay?
All right.
21.
All right, so you do overtake the Nightmare, who unfortunately was not pushed far back by your Thunderwave.
Okay, but did he take damage?
He takes half damage, so I need to know the damage.
Okay, so it's 3d8. 1, 2, 3. And roll. 7, 2, 7. So 16.
All right, good job.
Okay, so if he's coming up on the Amber and the Half Dragon, he will take aim at Amber with his guns, and I guess try to push up again towards the Half Dragon.
You can fire.
Okay, I'll go with the fire then. Okay.
Am I allowed to give bardic inspiration from the crowd?
No, you are not
Ah,
currently in line of sight.
Okay, fair enough.
That's 26.
All right, damage.
Okay, 4d6 again. 5, 1, 4, 3. So 5 plus 4 plus 3 is 12 is 13.
All right. You hit the flank of the hippogriff, who screeches out. Amber looks back at you and goes, "Stick to your own lane," and throws back a shower of something. I need a Constitution save.
Oh, that's gonna work for me. It's plus 6 to saving throws. 17.
Not quite.
Damn it.
All right, you now have the poisoned condition, so you have disadvantage on all ability checks and saving
Wait,
throws.
I have advantage on saving throws against poison.
Sure, you can re-roll for me then.
Okay. 26.
Okay, so you are able to keep from being poisoned.
Advantages of being a dwarf people.
But the nightmare from behind is going to kick again, and that hits. Not a nat 20, but that does hit for another.
Okay, but can I take a reaction to dodge it?
Unfortunately not, since you were worried about the race in front of you.
Damn it.
So that's 6 points of damage onto your bike.
Okay, what's the total now?
So I believe that's 27 points of damage, so you are now in the malfunctioning stage.
Oh boy.
You only have 2 rounds left, but if you fall behind, things are not great. Also, you really don't want to fall from this height with your bike.
No, but I do have the featherfall token, so
That does not protect your bike.
I know, it's just my character is more valuable. The bike can be repaired. The character is a lot harder to replace.
Fair, fair. I need an Arcana check to keep the bike going, and then you may take your action.
That is a natural 20.
All right, your bike is going fine.
Okay. Burden will push up towards the hippogriff and shoot at it with his lightning launcher.
Okay.
Okay, first Arcana check.
Uh,
That's
you can
what
only either, because of the malfunctioning bike, you're only allowed to take either the push-up action or fire your weapon.
Murden will fire his weapon then and hope it comes flying back. It's 19, which plus 7 is 26 to hit.
You hit.
Okay, and this particular weapon is a ranged weapon. Uses my intelligence, so let me check. Okay, on a hit deals 1d6 lightning damage, and once on might turn where I hit it, I can deal an extra d6 lightning damage. So that's what I'm gonna do. Plus 1 first. So well, that's 6 plus 5 is 11. And the next one, 5. So 16, another 16 points of damage.
Alright, again, you hit the hippogriff and it screeches, and Amber looks back at you and goes, Alright, buddy. This is about done. And you get a wonderful, actually, you're only a turn away from the end, so she's just gonna speed up. She's not gonna worry about fighting at this point. Speaking of which, I need one last Arcana check from you, and then an Arcana check to make sure that you don't lag behind the Nightmare who is desperately trying to overtake you.
Okay. That's 20. Not a nat 20, just 20.
Alright, your bike is functioning.
And I will push up towards the dragon, half dragon, and Amber. Try to get in second or third place.
Alright, roll your Arcana.
Oh. It's another nat 20.
Very nice. You do push up. You don't overtake the hippogriff or the half dragon. Both of them are just riding faster beasts than you. But you do get a pretty solid third, which is impressive, and you are congratulated very much. In first comes Amber,
Nice.
barely beating out the half dragon, who gets one last scrape in with his Pegasus's teeth before the end. Unfortunately, Amber and the half dragon. Amber was more focused on going, and the half dragon was more focused on fighting, which is how the half dragon tends to work out. So it led to his defeat this time. The hippogriff is not in the best state, and Amber pretty much immediately sends the hippogriff off to be looked after, along with most of the other beasts in the race, including the Nightmare. Most of the bikes are going in for repairs, but for the moment, the competitors are allowed to celebrate.
Okay, Murden will go up to Amber and the half dragon. He'll do a fist bump with the half dragon and say, Well done, my friend. You certainly showed me how it's done, and I hope to learn from you in future.
Just keep upgrading your bike and keep practicing. You're a first year. That's a pretty good show for a first year.
Thank you. And then he turns to Amber and says, I apologize for attacking you and your hippogriff. I hope he recovers well, but you know how it is. These races call for a competitive and combative element.
She'll be fine. Pegasus did more damage than your bike did. Oh, it's a pretty good gun. I'd add a I'd add a bit of a magnetic shot to help get the speed on those bullets a bit better, though.
I believe I will do that. Nice racing with you. And he holds out his hand for a shake.
Nice racing. And she shakes it. The top three get a picture, then the top five, and everyone is sent on their way. You get a small little trophy for being in the top three.
Yay!
Um, and you are given a lot of congratulations, especially by the first years. It's rare for a first year to get in the top three, and so you are considered pretty extravagant as a racer. Or not, pretty exemplary as a racer, not extravagant.
Merlin will handle this, or at least try to handle this with grace. He'll shake hands, he'll smile, he'll say thank you a lot, and I do mean a lot, but he'll also try not to let it go to his head, remembering the damage the bike took, the way he almost got knocked out of the air by the nightmare. He knows there's room for improvement, and he will bear that in mind as he continues to work on it.
Um, Draco passes you by and goes, "Thanks for the 10 gold." And he goes back to the play to get ready.
Tempest will very quickly run over to Muradin and be like, "Oh my gosh, see, I told you, you're gonna be great. You, congratulations, and like, but I have to go." And then we'll run over to wherever Amber is.
Merlin will just say thank you and sort of, I don't know, he'll stand around for a while, I guess.
Uh,
Kel also goes up to congratulate Muradin. Kel stays. He stays a bit longer than Tempest does. But it's still the same. Like, congratulations. I knew you'd do great. That kind of thing.
Merlin's thankful and says, perhaps one of these days, when I win or come close to winning a race, you can write a song about it, my friend.
Alrighty. On to the play. So, the audience is packed and ready to see Fantasy Romeo and Juliet. I need a performance check from both of our players, one of which I have to roll.
Performance, you said?
Mm-hmm.
19.
Wonderful. You and Draco give a wonderful performance. You're about to the halfway mark, almost onto intermission. You're onto the daring scene, the fight between Fantasy Romeo and Fantasy. I don't remember the plot of Romeo and Juliet at this point. I don't know. I know there was a fight scene and someone ended up dead. That's all I remember. But
Well, there were two. There was Tybalt versus Mercutio,
that's
and
who
Mercutio
Draco
got
wanted to
killed.
play. Tybalt.
Yeah, and then Tybalt, and then Romeo got in a fight with Tybalt to avenge his friend, and then Tybalt got killed. So Romeo ended up getting banished.
Ah, fair. After Tybalt's death, a wonderful scene. All of a sudden, out from the corner of the stage, a horrific creature appears, and you see every single one of the techies screaming.
Okay. Well, this didn't happen during practice. So, Tempest is going to, is it already on the stage?
It is walking onto stage as we speak.
Okay. I don't think Juliet is actually on stage during this scene.
No, so you see a tech running by you, and then you see the stage manager going, "Fuck!"
Appropriate reaction.
Who
Okay.
summoned a gosh dang Dolgaunt?
What is that?
A Dolgaunt is a wonderful little
My
creature who
question.
I forgot to load a picture of, so I'm sorry, chat. They are Dolgoths are a tentacle-wielding, eyeless creature, very emancipated or very emaciated. Why can I not remember words today? Very
I think you've,
emaciated, skin and bones, but with great tentacles coming from its back.
I think you've accidentally switched to the starting soon screen. I just watched it happen there.
Yep, I was trying to click live and I clicked the wrong button. Oops. Um, Sorry about that. The Dolgaunt
Right.
is a horrifying creature. Unfortunately, most people in the audience think this is part of the play.
Can it
Okay.
speak languages?
Yes.
Ellis is just sitting in the audience, absolutely enthralled by it.
Well, I'm just thinking if Tempest has, limited psionics as an aberrant mind, maybe she can communicate with it since it understands languages.
Okay.
All right. Because she doesn't want to ruin the show, but she also is like, people are in danger now. Tempest is going to try to maybe like grab it and drag it back off of the stage.
It's halfway on stage. All of a sudden, Juliet just appears in the wing and just grabs this creature. You know what? Make me a strength check. Yeah, sure. Let's do
Okay.
it.
Oh, this is not the day. That's a 4.
Yeah, you are not successful. It's actually quite odd. For the audience, you all see all of a sudden Romeo and is looking on off stage in horror as all of a sudden a big old creature who most of you is assume, actually pretty much all of you is assume, is just an actor in makeup, is all of a sudden giving a piggyback ride to a very desperate Juliet who is attempting to pull. None of you quite remember this part of Romeo and Juliet for those of you who read it.
All right. Because that didn't work. Oh boy, Tempest is just gonna go full into it. So she's gonna just be like, "My Romeo, they have they don't want to see us together, and because of this, they have created this horrifying monster to try and kill you as you are distracted in this fight. I saw them and I managed to I managed to follow the monster, and now I'm attempting to make sure that he doesn't end either of our lives."
Um, I'm gonna need one hell of a performance check from you.
Oh my god. That's a natural 20.
Wow. Wow.
You give the
That is
performance of your life trying to save this piece, as poor Romeo Draco is looking, and you can tell on his face he is so wishes he was playing Tybalt on the ground dead. And he just looks and goes, "Ah, yes, Juliet. I feared that they would do this, so I have been practicing dark sorcery to help fight it off."
You're so resourceful, Romeo. Please
Which
do what you
goes
must.
over slightly less well. He is not quite as good of an improviser as you. And he shoots off a ray of sickness, which leaves the Dolgaunt sick. I have to remember what ray of sickness does. Ah, yes, that's what it does. Oh, right, that's the one he used to make a cheerleader vomit.
Kel is just loving this.
Oh my god. Is Kel really just sitting here just going, wow, this is super interesting?
Yeah, Kel 100% believes this is part of the play. He has never read Romeo and Juliet in his life.
So, the Dolgaunt just kind of is. The Dolgaunt can't throw up, thank God. Um, but he does lash out a bit as, you can see him physically turning paler. At which point, a few applauses are given for the wonderful special effects.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Um. Oh, let's hope this works. I'm going to. I'm gonna do two things. First, I'm gonna cast Arms of Hadar, but instead of like. No, sorry. I'm gonna get off of its back.
Probably a good move.
Right. Gonna run probably like in front of it. So that like its back is towards the wings. And I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar at a first level, which is a strength saving throw of 14.
Okay. Fails.
Great. So that's 2d6 necrotic damage. Give me 1 second. That's not a 6. That's a 6, though. Oh, my dice are being so non-cooperative. Okay, that's 10 points of necrotic damage. And then I'm going to use 2 sorcerer points to cast Dissonant Whispers, also at a first level.
Nice.
Wisdom saving throw 14.
He does succeed that.
No. Okay. This one is 3d6 psychic damage, but because it succeeded, it does not have to move away from me, which was the reason I cast the spell, but that's okay. That's 8 points of psychic damage.
Dang, that's on a failure?
Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's 4 points of psychic damage. I forgot it succeeded.
Ah. Alright, not as great. So the Dolgaunt turns to you, gives out something in some language you're not familiar with, and lashes out at you with its tentacles.
Can I cast shield as a reaction?
You can, but you don't need to.
Oh, okay.
It fails miserably in hitting you. And seeing that it is very much weakened, your stage partner goes, and thus I shall strike it down, saving us. And you really hope he doesn't fuck up the hit. He didn't!
Yay!
That being said, these are stage props, so this is gonna be blunt damage.
Oh.
Enough. He hits it over the head with a sword. Usually this would cleave into the thing's head, but instead it just goes crunch.
Oh.
And the thing goes down.
Did it roll a natural 1 on its attack roll?
No, it rolled 2 4s. Because it gets 2 attacks. One with each tentacle, but it was terrible at it. With the creature slain, I need a performance check from both of you to get this play back on track.
Right. Okay.
Hmm.
19.
Wow.
Alright, give me whatever line you say.
Oh boy. My love, we have defeated the monster. And in so doing, I hope that Tybalt realizes that his trying to kill you is futile.
Isn't Tybalt your best friend? But never. I truly see that. I hope that never again shall this sort of thing happen. Oh no! There are more! Bye! Shump. He runs off stage. That's the end of the first act. The second act goes a good bit better, although no one ever cleans up the brains and blood off the floor. So, uh, the poor prince, slips as he comes on stage. But besides that, good opening night.
Yay.
I'm guessing someone behind the stage people will be fired after that one.
Yeah, speaking of which, they eventually figure out that, one of the actors who was passed up for the role of Juliet, created the monster. And it was originally meant to attack you, but it went on stage instead.
This wouldn't
This is
be
the
the
reason-
head cheerleader, would it?
Nah, different one.
This is the reason I got the role. You're too bratty.
She's been actually no, she hasn't been expelled. What am I talking about? This is UDA. She got detention for a week. She wasn't even kicked out of the club.
Tempest is just collecting enemies.
It's not my fault. I'm gorgeous. They're so jealous of me.
Draco looks at you and goes, "Sure."
Say something smart. Do it. Say something smart. I dare you.
Well, that's fairly easy for me, but it would be much more impressive if you did it.
I punch him in the face.
Is this on stage or off stage?
You can choose wherever it happens.
I'm gonna say we're backstage at this point. Because I don't feel like Tempest would punch someone on stage. So, roll me to hit.
Which, by the way, probably not gonna go well, but I don't even care. Ha! Okay, hold on.
A melee attack is 1 plus strength. If you do hit.
Okay. Yeah, unarmed strike. Actually, my unarmed strike is +3, so this is 12 to hit.
You do hit. He's a wizard. He has very bad AC.
Oh, okay. It only does 2 points of damage, but
You hit him across the face. He looks at you and goes, "Ow!"
yeah, that's what you get.
This is still better than having to kiss you on stage.
I agree.
Oh.
At which point he leaves. Amber comes up to you after the show and says you did an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. Things were kind of hairy for a second, but I think we managed to pull it off pretty okay.
Kel is also going to visit Tempest after the show.
Yeah, I think we all will.
Kel just immediately goes into saying how much he loved the show and how much he specifically loved the scene of the monster.
Tempest is gonna be like, yeah, no, we planned that out for weeks. The special effects were like totally hard to do, but I'm really glad you enjoyed the show. Like the stage combat part of it. Yeah, we wanted to make it as believable as possible. It's the reason we didn't clean up the fake blood and stuff. But yeah.
Amber looks at you and goes, "Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, should I come back tomorrow and see it again?"
You know what they say, opening night is always the best. So I'm not entirely sure if you should, but
She goes,
Muradin
all
simply
right.
said, "Oh, sorry." Muradin simply says, "You, you did very well, my friend. Very well. Yeah, I believe you are a natural presence on the stage, and you
thank
comported yourself quite well in that battle as well."
you. Nooks, how did you like the show?
Oh, sorry, I was blanking. Nooks is just gonna kind of come up to Tempest and be like, "So, last I remembered, there wasn't a giant creature in Romeo and Juliet that just battles everyone."
Kel,
Um,
Kel slightly overhears that and just he's just he gets so disappointed at the fact that that's not normally part of the play. He still thinks this was planned for the play, but he's like, wait, that's not normally part of it.
so Tempest is just gonna be like, yeah, no, unfortunately, that's not usually part of it. But we were like, Romeo and Juliet is so overdone. We have to do something new, you know? So we were just like, why not? Monster attack. And then she's gonna use telepathic speech, not a spell, just a thing she can do, with Nooks and be like, no one has to know.
All right. So yeah, so that all goes very well, both the play and the race. Um, so we're gonna take a small break for about 10 minutes. We'll be back 10 after to get to the wonderful houses. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye for
Goodbye.
now.
See you in 10.
And welcome back. We are back with comforting cantrips. I realized I never went on the be right back screen. Oops. Well, doesn't matter. Alrighty, hello everyone. We are going to do another time skip for a few weeks later after the play has concluded with the much hated part that the monster fight never came back. Many rumors circle about why this happened. Um, one of which is that the monster, the person who played the monster, got sick.
I'm going to say that that's the rumor that Kel believes.
Not untrue, given that he did cast Ray of Sickness on it.
Not wrong.
And you all are looking at, well, it's almost a half year mark, which means it is none other than the time for sorting houses.
Yay.
Being
Heck
sorted into
yeah.
your houses is basically a full day activity for the first years. Each of the houses has kind of its introductory thing. And you'll be expected to go through that with the rest of the rest of the first years to learn about each of the houses and find the one that suits you. Also, hello Dan C12, wonderful to have you following. Thank you for following. So, for all of our wonderful players, you are sitting in the wonderful Wyverns class again, just because I like the Wyvern, and he looks at you all and goes, are you ready to be sorted into your houses?
Muradin says, "There better not be a process of us being forced to wear a hat that reads our minds and then sorts us based on that."
Nah, we tried that a little while ago, found out that the hat was actually a mimic and was eating children.
How long did it take you to figure that one out?
Actually surprisingly long amount of time.
How many children were consumed by your recklessness?
Um, 3?
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were just as surprised.
yeah, on an out of character note, yeah, screw J.K. Rowling, if that needed to be said.
No
But
offense, this
it's
entire campaign is a giant middle finger to J.K. Rowling and always will be.
Trans rights.
our human rights.
Alright, getting back to the
Mhm.
game.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so the wyvern looks at you and goes, of course, you will all be sorted into your new dorms along with your new houses. With this, a few murmurs start up, and one of the students raises their hand and goes, but what about our current dorm mates? And he goes, well, that'll all depend. Oh, looks like class is almost over. Now, I do have to tell you, I do not pick favorites, but anyone who is in the loot house, you're my favorite. Alright, go, go. You have a big night ahead of you and then a big day. Get some good rest. Bear looks at the rest of y'all and goes, and signs, and Draco translates. Bear's asking what's gonna happen if we don't get the same dorms.
Muradin says, if that happens, we will simply deal with it as it comes. But, for the record, I am quite pleased to have been placed in, well, the same dorms as all of you. I've come to consider you my friends. Well, perhaps not you specifically, he looks at Draco, but I find I have enjoyed bunking with you all. It has been a pleasant experience all around.
I have not enjoyed sharing a bunk, or, well, sharing a room with any of you. Except for you, Bear.
I've
Uh,
had an enjoyable time. I hope we do get to stay in the same dorms.
I hope not.
Tempest goes up and hugs Bear and is just like, if we get separated, I will come and find you and we will have great discussion. Our friendship will not die. Fuck you, Draco.
Fuck you too.
Am I the only one who's not going to insult Draco?
Fuck you, Kel.
So we want a repeat of what happened backstage because you do not insult Cal.
Hey, I can punch back. I'm not good at it, but I can punch back. At which point Bear is going, no punching.
Perhaps you'd care for a jolt of lightning directly up your backside.
Kinky.
Please don't fight.
At which point he goes back to the dorms.
Nux didn't get to say anything.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't think of anything to say.
Most of the party was going with the simple fuck you, Draco.
I wasn't.
And look where that got you. I'm kidding. Well, at this point, you have one night, at which point Bear pulls you all out into the common area, even the reluctant Draco, and starts signing. And Draco translates. Bear wants to get to know each of you better before we leave, just in case we get separated.
Well, I think that's a great idea.
Agreed.
Out of character note. Sorry. Out of character note, am I the only one who's almost tearing up at this situation?
No.
I don't cry easily, but this is very wholesome.
I for one am against this, but Bear asked me to translate. Oh, Bear wants to know what your prophecies are.
Well,
I
we
believe I
all have the
was.
same prophecy.
Ah, group prophecy. Wonderful.
Not quite.
Huh?
It is believed that one of us is destined to save Sharn and all of Eberron from a great danger in the future. We were all born on the same day, however, so it could be any one of us. For now, we are simply remaining together.
You know, this entire time I really thought this was a group prophecy. I really should have
What
known
about?
better.
Well, what are your prophecies then?
Oh, yeah, I'm destined to kill you.
Me specifically, or all of us?
I don't know. I figured it was all of you, but I guess it's just one of you.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I don't particularly want to be killed.
I mean, that's
Well,
fair. Look, I promise at least if it's you, I'll make it quick. I'm not promising the same for you.
well, my father always said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That way you can keep a better eye on them.
what's what's Bear's prophecy?
Oh, Bear, what's your prophecy? Bear signs some stuff and he goes, You are freaking kidding. Bear signs some more stuff. Apparently, Bear is gonna become a god.
Are you
Really?
serious?
I don't know, that's what I'm reading. Look, I'm not the best at giant sign language, but I'm reading I'll become God. Duh.
Well, even gods come from humble beginnings. It said many of the first gods were mortal once. I see no reason why it should not come true for him as well.
The
What's he
god
gonna
of
be
what?
the god of? Hugs?
Please,
If it just
yes.
comes at that.
Oh my god, y'all are.
Uh,
Does Bear know what god, like what domain they're going? He's going to be, or just gonna become a god?
Uh, I'm just getting a god, not really sure what type. I don't
Hmm.
know, you know as well as me that the prophecies are vague as shit.
Then perhaps you won't kill us physically. You'll simply drag our spirits down to the point where we become depressed and want to be rid of you.
Oh well, he's already been doing that.
Nah, my prophecy's pretty damn specific. Surprisingly.
Hmm. Well, then I guess one of us will just have to kill you first.
Please. Then I wouldn't have to deal with you. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed unless Bear oh god. Bear wants to play a game.
oh, I love games. I love
Yes,
games.
let's.
Bear gets out a pack of cards and starts teaching you all an old giant card game that you play well into the night. Throughout the night, you learn that Bear's prophecy specifically states that under a full moon, under the uh, during the greatest tragedy of the era, he shall become the greatest god known to giants. And
No.
and you learn that your friend Draco over here's prophecy specifically states that under full moon, uh, that under full moon, the death of one destined born under blood moon, he shall kill by his own hands.
Some weak ass hands, but okay.
Not when he's a level 15 or so necromancer, they won't be.
Like, I don't know. It's just a prophecy. I don't know, it's even worded weirdly. It's got a weird grammar issue.
What would
What
that
do
be?
you mean?
It's got two commas next to each other where they shouldn't be. I don't know.
Maybe there was a word missing.
Mm. Don't really care to me. It's not gonna change that much. I
Well,
One word could change a lot.
look.
yes, perhaps you shall kill Bear, and that shall be the trigger for his apotheosis.
Don't even joke about that. Now, also, I don't think Bear was born under a blood moon. Bear shakes his head no. Yep. Only prophesied person I know so far who's born under a blood moon is, I guess, one of you? You know, I really had been planning on it being all four.
Even
Then I
me?
guess we'll just have to keep our eye on you, won't we?
You were even hoping it would be me?
I wasn't saying hoping. I don't hope to kill anyone. It's just fate.
I don't cotton to the idea that fate controls our every action. Perhaps we will save the world, perhaps not, but it is our individual choices that matter.
Mm, it's a nice sentiment. Unfortunately, probably wrong. Now, I'm done playing and I want to go to sleep. So, I will hopefully see you never again until I have to kill you. And good night. And he goes into his dorm room.
Boy, I love to hate that guy.
I think we all do. Most of us.
Bear turns and goes, I don't.
What?
I said most of us.
You're a better man than me, Bear. So, will we continue playing the game, talk some more, or just go to bed?
No matter what you do, eventually the night passes and you wake up in your bed. And it is the day of sorting.
Ooh.
Yay.
You
Fun,
will have
fun, fun.
you will have to, as a group, along with the other students, go through the four trials, one for each of the houses, and at the end of which it will be sorted into each of your houses.
So, is there a specific order assigned, or will we draw straws to see who goes first?
There's a specific order, and you'll do this as a group with all the other students.
Oh, okay.
All right. The first house that you are brought to by the principal, the owl man, who looks at you and goes, before you start, he goes, Ah, fellow students, it is wonderful to see that you have each survived half a year at Eberron's UDA Academy. I hope that you have had a wonderful first half of your year, but now it is time to be sorted. Each of your houses will determine who your advisor is, and some of your lessons will help to be tailored to help fulfill your prophecy and get you in the right direction. The first that you shall go through is the trial of wealth. The House of Loot, signified by the gold dragon. Go inside and the head of house will tell you what the trial awaits. Inside, a rather scrawny looking young uh, fourth year woman looks at you and goes, "Oh, you're already here. Hello."
Hi.
Greetings.
Well, this is the House of Loot. You will be going through the Trial of Treasure. Inside of those doors is a great golden dragon's lair. You will have to sneak in and steal the item within. Each of you have your own item. Remember this.
Hey.
You'll know it when you see it. Don't worry. You may go in whenever you wish. We are all ready for you.
Uh,
Picked a good day to switch to infiltrator. Lets me nullify my disadvantage on stealth checks.
Cal's probably pretty eager to get on with the test. Not the test, test,
The trial.
The
trial, the trial.
All
So
right.
we all go in together or one at a time?
Go in whoever wishes to go first.
Tempest would be pretty eager to like show off immediately, but also if Kel wants to go, he can.
Cal probably let Tempest go first.
All right.
Alrighty. Tempest. Roll me a stealth check.
Okay. With my +2 stealth.
I have the same.
Same.
What'd you roll?
That is an 8.
Ah! No. So you and a few other students go in first, the rest of them being sneaky and quiet, as you walk in and immediately fall down the mountain of gold. In front of you is a mountain of gold, trinkets, and treasure, at the base of which lies a golden dragon statue. At first you go, oh, well, this is gonna hurt, but I'll be fine. Until the statue's eyes open. And it looks at you.
Ah, well, this is gonna hurt.
Quickly, all of the other students rush in, and it's gone from a stealth sneak in to a grab your treasure as quickly as possible. As you, my poor soul, ouch, take 15 points of damage from a bite from the golden dragon.
Cool. I'm not even gonna use shield. I'm just gonna take it.
Alrighty.
Looking pretty bad.
You might want to cast mage armor the next time you go into a dangerous situation.
Definitely don't have that spell. So,
I do. I'll cast it for you.
you are not here.
Next time.
DM, can I I want to try to find my my item.
Cool. I'm gonna guess all the rest of you three are entering in with the rush of other students, so I need everyone to roll me investigation. Don't need stealth because it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
Oh no, that's even worse.
I rolled
18.
a 10 investigation.
10?
10.
If it was still
10.
stealth, I would be laughing right now.
18. I got 18.
Should
So
have gone first.
the only one who found their item, along with a handful of other students, is our wonderful artificer. You find the first hammer that you ever used as a child. It's old and a bit rusted, but it still has that familiar weight, even if it is lighter now than before.
Ah, my heart is glowing a little. But Muradin's not going to stick around. He's going to try and get out quickly.
Aw, this is so cute. Oh shit, there's a dragon. Run! Alright, so Muradin has grabbed his treasure and gotten out. The rest of you are still looking. And poor Tempest has a dragon on their ass. It
Can
makes
I?
it makes another bite and misses.
Oh, thank goodness.
So, I need another investigation check from y'all.
Okay.
Oh, this one did a lot better. 21.
That is a 20.
That is a 12 for me.
So,
That is a 20, not natural.
got it. Um, so, Nooks, you find your locket that you hadn't noticed until now was not on your person. And Kel, you find
Yep.
an old spoon. One of the few possessions you had as a child. You used to play with this spoon, and you played a couple tricks on your brother using it.
He'll just appreciates having it, and then
Before you hear the
realizes,
roar.
yeah.
I love how many of the students are probably like, "Ah, oh shit."
Nooks is just kind of in shock. Like, how did they get this off of them without them noticing? Because they what's the word? They are very protective over this locket. We'll just say.
Yep.
And then obviously
There's now
Run, stick
very
it up.
few students left in this treasure hoard area, including your poor Tempest, who still has a dragon on them.
Okay. No,
Am I able to help Tempest find their item, or
Sure. You can both roll investigation to look for it.
can I just get advantage, or are we just both going to make separate investigation
You're just
checks?
gonna make separate investigation checks as you get another bite for 10 points of damage.
Oh, cool. I'm at 1 hit point.
speaking of the 10?
I'm gonna roll this investigation, but also I want to cast false life on myself.
Cool.
So if the hat had a casualty rating of 3 children, how many people is this trial claimed?
Probably a lot more. I mean, false life is a bonus action, I think, so you can
So
do
what's
that
your
in there.
investigation roll?
Hold on. I was kind of focused on not dying.
This is
It's a
UDA.
12.
This is UDA. Since when has a body count stopped anything?
It's a 12.
Dear Jesus, you are bad at this. Literally all of the students except for you and your sibling are out of here.
I'm assuming another investigation check, or
Yeah, as the dragon luckily misses, going right over your head.
Okay. I'm
Oh
just gonna
boy.
I'm just gonna keep rolling. Oh my god,
So
that's
we
even worse.
keep
That's
rolling
gonna-
until both of us pass, or
What did
Well,
you
you
two roll?
because I rolled a 5.
I rolled an 11.
Oh my god, at this point, the students are gathered at the entrance just watching this train wreck. They see that one of you has already gotten your treasure and is looking for said treasure, and the other one of you is just desperately trying not to die.
Okay. Roll again? Or
If it attacks, I'm gonna cast shield as a reaction.
Okay. Investigation checks.
There we go. That's a 19.
I got a 20, finally.
You find the locket, and as you do, the jaws of the beast come around you and stop right before they bite you. At which point you hear a laugh from the dragon.
Honestly, fair.
The dragon looks upon the students, and you hear from him a deep, guttural voice. Hello, students. Sorry for the little display. I know I am usually the first one they send you all to, so I like to put on a bit of a show. I hope that you all enjoy the items that we have found for you. Um, by the way, you found your locket.
Yeah.
Um, the dragon looks upon you and goes, I wish that you look upon these items and remember that while treasure is a great thing and allows for a great many privileges and special abilities, it is mostly the memories that we can make using it that are most important. That being said, the sword that can suck out a soul is not half bad either. Now, go. On to your next house. I believe that my sister in arms will be waiting for you there.
Another dragon. Oh boy.
Not a dragon. You'll see. At which point he lets out a little bit of a golden breath on your injured friend, and you are now at max HP.
Oh, thank goodness. Do I still get to keep my temporary hit point?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, at the rate you're going, you're gonna need them.
Right.
All right.
I the dragon,
What?
and then I thank the dragon, and then apologize for being embarrassed.
He looks at you and goes, Do not worry. Although I do not sense that you will be a part of my house, I do suspect that you will be a great adventurer no matter what. Now get on. You have other houses to see. This house, by the way, was a spectacular golden manor. Truly a splendor to behold, with marble and gold hallways and such. The next house you go to is not that. It's a much more Spartan place. It's hot. Um, it is filled with punching bags and forges and other such things to test your mettle and test your abilities. Inside, you are greeted by a starkly shirtless um, Goliath, who looks upon you and goes, and out in his great, deep voice goes, Well, it's great to see ya. I'm glad that you have finished with the House of Treasure, although it took you a little bit longer than it normally does. At which point, everyone looks at everything. Don't worry. This test is a bit more, normal compared to that. I know he likes to play a bit of a trick on the new year, on the new first years. You'll be fighting You'll be fighting the advisor of this house. You'll see her when you enter. Now, at any time, you can raise your hand and you'll be teleported out. No hard feelings, no nothing. Understood?
Yes.
Understood.
Good.
Yep.
Now, get in there. There's an arena waiting for you. This, by the way, is the House of Power.
Muradin will stride into the arena, glancing back at his companions and basically giving them a gesture. Like, come on, we have to get going.
All right, the students file into the arena. It's an empty sand arena, much reminiscent of a gladiatorial pit. Uh, After a minute, you see the gates on one side rise, and a great statue of a fire giantess strides out, a great sword over her shoulder. Did they tell you how you quit?
No.
She looks at the door. The Goliath goes, Yes, I did. What? Are you dumb? I said, raise your hand and you get. Oh shit! And as he raises his hand and gets teleported out. The door is closed and the giantess looks at all of you and goes, "All right, let's go. Roll for initiative."
Ah,
Fun, fun, fun.
Are we all fighting her at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
looks like it.
So, how many die are you going to roll? A lot of them?
No, don't worry about it.
That is a 16 for initiative.
Uh, that is a 14.
That's an 8.
18.
All right. Who had the highest?
I had 18.
All right. You go first.
Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to cast one of my spells as it's either a Mark of Warding Dwarf spell or it's a Artificer Armorer spell, Mage Armor. Once per long rest. If possible, I will cast this on Tempest. You have to be willing.
I am willing. Yes.
Okay. So, you now have a magical force field surrounding you for 8 hours. Your base armor class is 13 plus your dexterity modifier. It will end if you don armor or I dismiss the spell as an action. I'm not going to do that. We want you to survive this.
I also want me to survive. You said 13 plus my dexterity.
Yeah,
Okay, so my armor class is 15 now.
good. And for movement, I guess I'll move 30 feet to the giantess's flank.
Yeah, she is gonna charge straight forward. She hits one of the students. They go flying back about 10 feet and then teleport out as they are knocked just cold out. She does this to another 2 or 3 students. And about half of the students raise their hands immediately.
It's like a raid boss.
Alright. Some of the students fling spells or attack with bows. A few go in for melee. They don't seem to be doing too well. Who's next?
Well, what did you guys roll?
I rolled a 14.
I rolled a 16, I think.
I got an
Yeah,
8.
16.
So
All right, 16.
Oh, so it's me next. So I would like to attack with my double-bladed scimitar, with Hexblade's Curse.
All right,
Not Hex, Hexblade's Curse.
cool, cool. Roll to hit.
So roll to hit. Okay. Uh, totally not a 1. I mean,
You go in to try and hit them, and you accidentally run straight into the leg and knock yourself out. At which point you are teleported out of the arena.
Well, you totally whiffed on that
well,
one.
there goes my Hexblade's Curse. So many days of mine are in dice jail now.
I believe it is Kel next.
Kel is going to keep his distance, and he's going to fire a crossbow bolt into the giantess's shoulder.
Got it. Roll to hit.
Ooh, that is a 17.
You miss.
Oh,
You hit the shoulder and it bounces off.
oh. Okay. As a bonus action, I would also like to give Bardic Inspiration to Moradin.
Understood. 8.
okay. Gonna do 2 things again. I will. Okay, first I'm going to mutter under my breath and cast Ray of Frost, which is a +6 to hit. Oh, that definitely doesn't hit. Oh, that was an 11.
Nope.
Okay, so seeing that fail, I expend 2 sorcery points and cast Shatter.
All right. What do I need to
Let me
roll?
see. Constitution 14.
I assume it has disadvantage because she's made of stone.
Uh,
Fire giant.
she's a
Oh, she's a
statue of a
statue.
fire giant, but no, she's not at disadvantage. She succeeds.
Damn
That's
it.
fine. I have to find my
So that's
8s.
half damage, right?
Yep.
I mean, I was just looking it up. It says a creature made of inorganic matter, such as stone, crystal, or metal, has disadvantage on this saving throw.
She still succeeds.
Oh well.
I didn't know
I
that
cannot
rule.
any of my 8s. Good gracious. That's a 10. Where
You
are
don't
my
keep your
8s?
d8s on standby?
All my
Listen.
dice are kept on standby. There aren't many of them, but even the D12s. You never know.
Oh, that's 6 points of damage. Thunder
That
damage.
hits. Or, oh, 6 points of damage.
Is that before or after having it?
No, that's after having it. It was 12.
Wonderful. You knock a chip out of her shoulder. There have been some people who've been making some effort into her shins. And a few people have landed a few spells uh, or ranged attacks. Overall, it's not looking good. You see Bear go up and start to fight before he too gets knocked out by the fire giant. Students are one by one raising their hand to leave, including you see Draco kind of turn to you and go, "Yeah, I'd love to beat you again, but yeah, not this time." And he raises his hand and goes poof.
Uh, no one ever said he was the brave one in the party. Okay.
Muradin?
Yeah, I don't fancy my chances with her armor class. It's probably even greater than mine. So instead, Muradin is going to cast Catapult. He takes a spare piece of iron out of his pocket. He probably keeps a lot of them in there just for this kind of occasion, and mutters some magic spells under his breath before launching it right towards the giant, aiming
Dex
for the
save,
head.
right?
Yeah, 15 dex save.
They fail.
Wonderful. That's 3d8 damage, and I will roll now. 6, 8, and another 8. So that's 22 points of damage.
Very nice. All right. Yeah, you get in a good little chunk of stone, and Fire Giant laughs and turns to you. You don't like this. Fire Giant runs up to you, knocking out some people on the way through pure mass.
Can
One
I make a
miss.
reaction
Oh,
to
that's a hit. That is yikes. That is about 36 points of non-lethal damage.
Well, I do have 48. I'm hanging in there.
Good to know this is capable of one-shotting me.
At least it's attacking me and not you.
Yeah, more of the students see that and just raise their hand.
Looks is safe, but
Oh yeah, Nooks,
we're
you
not gonna
wake
talk
up.
about that.
You wake up under the care of a cleric. Actually, the school nurse. Um, a very
Nice.
nice, sweet, old man who just seems to be laughing as more and more people just poof in.
Some of them are there. Yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
Kel.
Cal is still maintaining his distance. He raises his crossbow again and aims for the chest of the fire giantess.
Roll to hit.
22.
That hits.
Ooh. 1 second. 1d8. 9 damage.
Nice. She's going to take a legendary action and throw a rock at you. This is much bigger than your bolt. This one hits. That is 30 non-lethal.
Yeah, I'm out.
You wake up a little bit away from from Tempest, or sorry, from Nooks.
Ouch.
So we're back to the top.
Nope. It's your sorcerer.
So Tempest, seeing Kel basically just get crushed by a giant boulder, she's scared, but also she's like, well, I can't give up now. This is the house that I want to get into. I'm going to get in, or I'm going to die trying. So she takes out her longbow, because what else am I going to do at this point? She takes out her longbow and aims for the chest as well.
All right, roll to hit.
Or you just stay on a piece of cardboard. Oh boy. Whoo, that's a 9.
Yeah, you miss.
Yeah.
At this point, there's 4 people left in the arena, including you two.
She's still not giving up.
No.
She
Yeah, Merlin's gonna stay and fight. You know, like, he knows he's in a bad shape right now, but he's also like, no, I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna go down swinging. So, one last time, catapult grabs another piece of iron, mutters, and launches it point blank into the giantess's stomach.
Fair. You do hit. They fail their save.
I think catapult is now my favorite spell. I've used it every episode, and it has never let me down.
All right.
4, 8, and another 8, 20 points of damage.
Nice. You take another good chunk out. It's her turn to hit you. That hits. That's another 34 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm out, but Muradin sees the attack coming and sort of closes his eyes and, like, I did everything I could. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Bam, wham, he's out. He wakes up, but he feels good about it.
You do feel good. I mean, the headache begs to differ, but you do feel good about it. um, yeah, you put on a good fight. Speaking of a good fight, you notice another one of your the four get knocked out. The only two of you left are Tiefling, who looks to be a fighter, and you, Tempest.
okay. I'm
Is this
going.
another enemy you're going to acquire?
I sure hope not. This is the house I'm trying to get into. All right. So, I cast Dissonant Whispers as a second level spell, which is all of my second level spell slots. Oh, wait. Okay, this is did I say Dissonant Whispers or Arms of Hadar?
You said this
Dissonant whispers.
Okay, whatever. Wisdom saving throw 14.
All right. Fails.
Yes.
Finally. So that's 4d6 psychic damage.
And if she survives that, she has to run away.
Yes, that is true. And if she survives, she has to move far away from me. Not good, but okay. 4, 6, 8, 11 points of damage.
Nice. You see her grab her skull, which is made of stone, to be honest. And you see her start to move away. She's moving towards the tiefling, who looks and just shakes their head and raises their hand.
My bad, fam.
Poof. The fire giant turns back to you. They have a big old boulder in their hands. If I remember right,
Okay.
Dissonant Whispers does not stop ranged attacks.
Right.
No, but you are 15 armor class now, so.
Which means absolutely nothing towards this, but let's go.
Yeah, no, the rock has a plus 13 to hit.
What?
Can you survive 30 points of damage?
Oh boy. Hold on. So if I take 30 points of damage, I'm at 6 health.
You're still alive.
I am.
You get hit by a boulder. It's not fun. You feel multiple things broken. I need a constitution save.
That's fair.
For this
Oh,
is
I'm
for
proficient in that.
concentration.
Oh,
Okay. Oh boy. That's an 11.
Nope. Yeah, you fail concentration. The spell wears off on the giant. She walks up to you
Hmm.
and goes, "Good fight. You did good. Bye." And flicks you on the head, sending you into unconsciousness.
Fair.
well, on the plus side, you'll probably be getting into this house.
I feel good about it. I fought until the end. I was the last person standing. And gosh darn it, I tried my best.
So surprised the sorcerer was the last one standing.
Me too.
Well, to be fair, you know, Nooks totally whiffed on one attack roll and basically knocked themselves out. And
Hey.
Yeah,
and
this is definitely not
again,
the house the Nooks will be getting into.
I don't
I
think
got
it's the one they wanted to
squished.
get into anyway. But point is,
Yeah, no.
so there was that. Muradin and Kel both took damage in the early parts, so they, that's how we went down earlier. And well, to be frank, we were the bigger targets. So with all of that and her gradually wearing through the ranks of the others, it just worked out that way.
Yep. So, all of you, as you are recovering with the help of the cleric, see the fire giantess walk in and go, "That was a good fight. I liked that."
Muradin sort of weakly raises a fist to his chest and says, "You honored me with your combat, fair giantess."
Kel, Kel is still feeling the pain of being crushed by a giant rock and can't talk at the moment.
Yeah. Cleric hasn't gotten around to all of you, has he?
Uh,
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, no, big class this year, big class. Speaking of which, I should probably say my piece. Any of you who are looking to be powerful must always remember that there will always be someone more powerful. Just because that you have the ability to fight well does not mean that you are above consequence. Realize when it is time to bow out. Now, once the cleric has healed you all up, I believe it will be time for the knowledge house.
Heck
I
yeah.
hope you do well on this one, Memento.
Boy.
Now, get going. Uh, Cleric will be with all of you soon enough. After a few minutes, you're all healed up from the cleric. You have at least 10 HP. None of you are in too much pain.
Oh, great.
And you are sent off to the knowledge house. The House of Knowledge is a library sort of place. Almost a large museum of sorts. You see you see the head student greeting you at the door with a rather large stack of books. Hi. Uh they look upon you and go, looks like you're all here. My name is Rory. I will be escorting you to the sanctum. Uh, the advisor is waiting there for you. He will explain the task. Understood?
Yes, understood.
Yep.
Nooks nods.
Got it.
Come on, let's go.
He doesn't happen to have a big hat and glasses on, does he?
No. That would be a lot of glasses and a rather large hat. She brings you to the sanctum, and inside is a absurd number of books. Truly just an unnecessary number of books. As in, you can't see the top of
Nooks
the
said,
tower number of books.
Wow.
Nooks is very much in awe.
The beholder statue turns to you. Ah, hello, my friends. It is wonderful to see you.
Hello.
Your trial today will be easy enough. We will be doing a simple exercise. Each of you will have to find your book. I have a book on every student that has ever passed through UDA, or as it used to be known, the Adventurers Academy. Your book is somewhere in this tower. The stairs will not be of too much help. They like to shift around, and sometimes you will have to catch a ride on a book or two. So, are you ready for an adventure of learning? He says with the biggest smile ever.
Muradin says,
No-
I pass up no opportunity to expand my knowledge.
Nooks is very enthusiastic about this.
Good, good. Well, are we ready? Are we set? Go find your books! At which point, nothing really happens other than the stairs continue to shift and books fly around like they already were. And the head student goes, well, better get looking. And students race off.
So can we take a perception or insight check to sort of look around, see any hints as to where our books might be?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Perception
I
or
was about to ask.
investigation to figure out where your book is in the library.
Okay.
Okay.
Perception or investigation?
Whichever you're better
Um,
at, I'd say.
Yep. 13 for investigation.
10?
25.
16 perception.
All right. Anyone who got above a 10, which I think is everyone, I think.
I got exactly 10, so.
All right, well, 10 or above, you notice that the library is coded alphabetically, which is great, other than the fact that none of you are on the bottom floor.
Right.
I'm gonna need either athletics or acrobatics to make your way up to your floor.
So, athletics is dexterity and. Sorry, athletics is strength, acrobatics is dexterity. Okay,
That is
so.
a natural 20.
Wow. Very good.
That is 3? My
13.
dice don't like me. I got a 3.
15.
My dice hate me. My dice officially hate me.
Good job. So the 3, you start to climb and the stair shifts out from under you and you go tumbling back down.
Hey, question. How many times a day can Kel give Bardic Inspiration?
3. 3 per long rest.
Right. Just saying, if you want to give it to Nooks. before you lose sight of them. That'd be nice
Would
to
I be
know.
sorry, DM? Would I be able to cast Misty Step to get back up?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
if
I
you
will
have
do
another
that.
idea
Then.
for how to go upwards, feel free.
So I cast Misty Step.
Cool, cool. All right. What were our other numbers?
15.
13.
Natural 20.
Yeah, natural 20. You gracefully dance your way up the all the way up until you find both you and your sibling's book right next to each
Oh.
other.
That makes sense. Tempest is going to call down and be like, Nux! I found your book!
I kind of run up the stairs as fast as I can to Tempest to get my book. If I can.
Fair, fair. 16, I believe.
13. 13.
13. You slowly are making your way up, but you're not making great progress. And then, what was the other number?
15.
15. Oh, so you were the one I was thinking. You are able to make your way to yours. All of you
Worthy.
notice Draco is currently climbing a literal ladder of skeletons until he gets to his book.
Muradin is perversely impressed with his low cunning, but also rather creeped out by it.
He looks at you and
Same.
goes, "What? I'm a necromancer. What do you expect?"
Well, I suppose that is one other use for your skeletons other than mine sweeping.
You know, my skeletons are a very complicated work of magical. You know what? You wouldn't understand. Hey, twin. The one I don't like.
That doesn't narrow it down.
Sorry, got food. What's up?
Hey,
What do you
twin.
want?
The one I don't like. Toss me the
What do you
book.
want?
Toss me the book.
Which book?
Your siblings. I figure it's next to yours.
Why?
Just toss it.
Tell me why you want it.
I'm gonna hand it down. I'm gonna be nice for once.
Somehow I don't believe you.
Then toss it to one of the skeletons. I don't know.
If they're your skeletons, they're just as untrustworthy as you are.
Hey, I would like you to know that undead are one of the most trustworthy individuals on the world.
You are so infuriating, and just tosses.
Alright. Oh god. So he goes to catch and falls. He catches the book though. Unfortunately, he's about 3 stories up.
Wait, can I cast Mage Hand? Is that going to help?
That can lift a maximum of
Cast
10
Feather
pounds.
Fall.
Sorry, I tried.
Muradin will cast Featherfall on him to slow his fall.
Thank you. When he gets to the ground, he hands Nooks the book.
Remember that I did this for you, worm.
I won't.
You will, or
I
my
was
father might have a word with yours.
I was up there with Tempest though, DM.
No, you fell down.
They started
Yeah,
making
but I cast Misty Step to get back up.
Oh, well then you were only a
And
flight
then
up. Tempest was multiple flights up.
Oh. For some reason I thought I was up there with them.
No. Misty Step can only take you a certain amount up. It's not a
30
long range
30 feet to
teleport.
be exact.
Yeah.
So that just leaves Kel.
Yep.
Poor Kel.
It's gonna
Kel, I
continue.
need another either acrobatics or athletics check.
At this time, it is a 17 for acrobatics.
Nice.
Alright, you get up and you are able to grab your book. Once all the students have grabbed the books, they make their way back to the beholder. The beholder looks at all of you and goes, "Wonderful. Feel free to browse the books and at your leisure. Uh, Unfortunately, the magic of the books, I must ask you to keep them within. But you will notice a very accurate history of your life within them. And indeed, if you open up the book is writing itself with your entire history."
Oh.
So if I read where it's currently up to, is it is it recursion?
It does start to loop a bit, yeah.
DM, I have a question.
Yeah.
So our books, do they have like our full names on them, like first and
Mm-hmm.
Tempest is going to try and do they have middle names?
Yep.
Tempest is going to try and look at Draco's book. She wants to know what his middle name.
Draco doesn't actually have one.
Ugh, that's
Probably
so.
Manfroy or something.
Nah, Draco doesn't have a middle name. You actually
Kel's just
notice,
says Kel.
yeah, yours is just Kel, because changelings don't have last names.
I
So,
noticed what?
what?
You said you actually noticed and then you stopped.
Oh yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay.
All of us make a perception check, or
15.
No.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
just a one.
Okay.
right?
13.
You see near the beginning of his book a blood red page that he quickly flips away from.
Okay.
Suspicion.
Tempest doesn't say anything, but like in her head, she's like, I'm reading that later.
Great. So, uh, as you turn in your books, satisfied with what you have read, the beholder goes, "Unfortunately for those prying eyes, you will not be able to check out other people's books without their permission."
I suggest sometime trying the Jedi mind trick on him. Like, you will give me this permission to read your books.
He didn't say read, he said check out. I don't need to check out the book.
He looks at you and goes, "I can read minds, you know. That goes for many of you."
I know and understand this about you.
Mm-hmm. You hear in your mind, "That won't work. I
Fine.
have my eyes everywhere." Now,
If you're a beholder, is there beauty in your eyes?
I see beauty in many things. Knowledge, students, those who wish to learn. Now, go, get. You have one last house to go to. Um, please say hi to her for me, would you?
Well,
Hmm.
This is not the easiest day for her. You will understand once you have gone through the trial. Now, go, go.
So I guess we'll file out of the area then.
You are led uh, out of the house of knowledge and into the house of kindness. This is almost a church-like building. You see many symbols of many gods from throughout the multiverse here. hanging from the walls, adorning the ceiling, all these sorts of things. Um, all of these students at this house are silent today. It's a dead silent. You see an older student in monkish garb lead you to a room. A great angelic statue awaits you there, but nothing is said as you travel. For those of you who are watching, I'm sorry there was not a good female version of this angel I could grab, so I just used the Monster Manual one.
Yeah, they'd probably all be half naked or something, knowing fantasy artwork's tendencies.
Hmm. So, well, this one is too. Um, the angel looks down upon you. For the first time since entering the house, you hear words spoken. Have any of you heard why you are inducted into your houses on this day?
We have not.
I suppose Muradin will go down on an E and ask, "We have not been told. Perhaps you can enlighten us."
This school is much older than the houses within it. Long ago, this school was started after the death of a young woman. A scene starts to unfold before your eyes as you are surrounded by this moving scene, as real as life itself. You see a party of adventurers, a scholarly wizard, a wonderfully kind-looking paladin, uh, a powerful barbarian, and a trickster rogue, all walking in a wonderfully idyllic town. When all of a sudden, the sky turns red as blood. You see surrounding you demons and of demons of different types popping out of the earth. The adventurers seem frantic, and the angel once again speaks. This was Eberron long, long ago, where the city of Sharn now sits. Back then, the fabric between the abyss and the abyss and our world was much thinner. There were holes in it where demons could pop out. Nowadays they are held in place by gates, kept by great seals. But long ago one of them rested underneath this town, and still does, if not for the seal placed on it today. During this attack, an attack that had not happened in over 100 years, forgotten by all who lived here, many died. But many survived thanks to the heroism of these four adventurers, three of which would later go on to create the seals that now hold these demons at bay. But one of them did not survive. She threw her life to protect these people, not only her fellow adventurers, but the townsfolk. It was a great tragedy, and on that day, a school was built to honor her memory. That school would later become the Adventurers Academy that you stand in now, and on that day every year, a day of silence is held in this house. And all other houses, including this one, induct their new members. We do this today to remind you of something. For while the others warn you to not become too greedy or not to become too lustful in your wish for knowledge, or to not become too driven by your power, this house warns you against the self-sacrifice and martyrdom that many in adventuring subconsciously seek. All wish to go down in history, and some wish to do it this way. It is a great thing to sacrifice yourself in the name of protecting your loved ones, but remember always, there is more good that can be done while you are alive than can be done in death. Only do it as a last resort when there is no other option available. I know that my sister, because of this, speaks out on retreating when need be, but I tell you now, survive for the good things that you can do in the future. There is no true trial in this house, only a story to be told, but it is an important one. Go. The other three advisors will meet, and I will meet you at the center where you were welcomed into the school. Uh, you will each be given your house. I look forward to those of you who will join us in trying to spread kindness and love. Thank you. At which point the angel leaves the room and you are escorted out of the house.
Fascinating.
Eventually, all of you make your way to the center of the school. Same place that you were introduced to the school itself that first day. Instead of the three portals, there now stands the four great house guardians and advisors. Also stand the heads of houses, each with a stack of envelopes. Each of them goes around and hands the envelopes out. When they are opened, a small letter welcoming you into your house is given. For Muradin, you are sorted into the house of kindness, for your wish to uplift others, and for your wish not for self-gain, but for the gain of those less fortunate than you.
I understand.
For Kel, you are sorted into the house of treasure, the house of loot, for your wish to gain enough that you may lift yourself out of the poverty and hardship that you and your family has faced.
Thank you.
For Tempest, you are sorted into the house of power, for your wish to grow greater than others, to excel more than others, and to be able to destroy those who would stand not only in your way, but in the way of your friends and family.
Thank you.
And lastly, Nooks, you are sorted into the house of knowledge, for your insatiable wish to understand and grow your mind.
Thank
You are each told that your new dorms um, are have been assigned and your items have been moved into them. You will find they are much nicer than your original ones. They will still have a common area for your roommates, and they will have a much nicer room for you. There is a portal in each of your houses that will directly teleport you into your room.
Good.
That's pretty cool.
You are told to spend the rest of the day in your house or in your dorm. Um, those of you in the House of Kindness are asked to respect the vow of silence while inside the house, though while you are outside, it is not needed.
Muradin nods and will spend some time sorting his goods, tinkering with his armor, or sitting quietly with the other students.
Understood.
Speaking of, where are Bear and Draco sorted into?
Yes, Bear has been sorted into the House of Power, and Draco has been sorted into the House of Knowledge. Or no, Bear has not been sorted to the House of Power. Bear has been sorted into the House of Kindness. Sorry, almost forgot.
So Muradin will sit with him, sort of quietly contemplating, maybe, like, I won't say talking unless they're outside the house, but, they're kind of spending time together now.
Understood. Kel, what do you do?
Uh, Kel is mostly unpacking, but he's also going to try and get to know the other students in his house.
Cool. Uh, Kel, you get to know that there are many other kind students in your house. Although you do find out after your spoon is stolen from you that
No.
your
Oh,
personal item, there's a game within the house that uh, they will steal each other's personal item. Never destroy, they're always careful with them, but they will steal them from each other and always return them the next day after.
Oh,
It's a very common practice within the house, and yeah, you get yours stolen from you fairly quickly.
Oh no.
Poor Kel.
aw.
Um, Tempest, what do you do?
Um, Tempest is going to start unpacking everything and just like set up her room, make sure it looks nice, and try to get a feel for everyone's personality in the power.
There are a lot of very ambitious people here. A lot of people who really want to be the best. As such, there's a lot of competition. There is a tradition of fighting the fire giant fairly
Again,
frequently. It happens a lot. The fire giant advisor is very happy to fight any students who challenge her. She's not bested that often, never by first or second years. Um, but she does take off many of the hidden magic items she wears for the first day fight.
that makes sense.
Yeah, she cheats the first day.
Tempest is definitely going to try again now that she knows that there were like magic items.
You try, you fail, but you do pretty well.
You should live stream about it.
100% does that. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a
Most
very popular stream.
most of the PlayStation channels. Yeah.
Um, Nooks.
So Nooks finishes unpacking fairly quickly and then is just kind of sitting somewhere reading a book.
Cool. The you find out that it's kind of tradition to within the knowledge house, it is tradition to share your book with those that you care about. Um, this doesn't necessarily have to be within the knowledge house, but it is done just as a tradition, although you aren't expected to immediately do it.
I assume they don't have to share it with Draco then.
I mean, I was honestly thinking about getting Drago's info and then sharing it with Tempest.
So,
Yes.
That was my first reaction.
Yes. This is why we have siblings. Yes.
You'd
So-
have to get Draco to trust you a bit, though.
I mean, if it can be done.
speaking of Draco, Draco sees you reading and goes, "You know what? Out of all the people I could be stuck with, you're not the worst."
Well, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or a offense.
Compliment.
Nooks kind of just nods her head and then goes back to reading their book.
At which point he goes into the portal to the room. For each of you, for Nooks, your room is almost a library in its own. It has many shelves of books. Not your book, unfortunately. That one is kept in the sanctum with all the others. And but it's a very nice little room with many places for books and other such things. Muradin, your room is very simple, but and very humble, but at the same time very comfortable. It has stone walls, a clean white and silver.
Hmm.
Uh, Tempest, your room is very, very Spartan. There's not a lot in it, but what is in it is there for training and is there to keep you both physically and mentally fit.
Yes. Yes.
And finally, Kel, your room is got so much gold. Dear God, this is a fancy room. Also, it's the most comfortable goddamn bed you've ever slept in. And as you walk out into the common room, you hear, "God damn it!" As all of a sudden, all of you see Draco sitting on the couch, looking at the rest of you with Bear.
Hello again.
Well, you can't be that unhappy to see us.
You know what? Fair. At least I don't have to, learn to put up with new people.
Besides, if you
There's
want to
always a bright
fulfill
side.
that destiny of yours, well, it will be a lot harder to do if you're far away from us, won't it?
You really do think I want to kill you. There's only one of you I want to kill. And he looks at, Tempest.
Tempest flips him off.
He flips her off back.
What can I say? Without your charming and erudite demeanor, there's just a little something missing from our little group.
Uh-huh. I'm going back in my room. And that's where we're going to end today's session. I know it was a bit slower, but I hope that you all liked it and that we had a good time.
Oh,
That was a
we
lot of
definitely
fun.
did.
Yep.
I did.
I enjoyed it.
I hope that all you viewers enjoyed it. We're going to end the stream now. It's been wonderful. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.